Hello and welcome to Fierce. This program celebrates the diversity of LGBTIQ identities and perspectives. Fierce is produced in Bundjalung Country at 2NCR Lismore and can also be heard on podcast at fiercefm.podbean.com and in New Zealand on Fresh FM, as well as all over Australia through the Community Radio Network. Fierce FM.
Jingiwala. I just want to welcome everyone on air that's listening around the world and locally. Call upon all my ancestors to walk with us in spirit, to be with us. Acknowledge all my people, all the elders, past and present.
Cindy Roberts Foster is fierce. One of the organisers of the recent Black Lives Matter rally in Lismore.
How are you feeling today after that? You must be uplifted, but also mightily pissed off at the local politicians.
At an international level, it opened up a door to make people realise that, hey, this shit's happening here in this country and we've got to do something about it. It's with the first Indigenous people, the oldest living culture in the world. But yeah, Not happy with Kevin Hogan. Knowing the history of this country and the black deaths in custody and all the lives that were lost due to police brutality and incarceration and a racist system, we had to take this stand. Yeah, not happy with Kevin Hogan. For him to even raise that matter, pubs and clubs are all, everyone's associating, mixing and mingling, and yet to use this as an excuse, if there was any COVID spread, that they got something to blame or target our protests to say if COVID spread would be sparked from our protests, like, come on, mate.
If a club can have 500 people, I don't get it at all. And we did have masks on, and we had all the
COVID. Yeah, we were prepared.
It's really having no empathy for our original people of this land, but that's nothing new.
From politicians. He just threw more fuel to the fire. He just caused, blatant ignorance.
There's a lot of comments of hatred coming through on Facebook thread. It's really sad, unnecessary, and a little bit nasty.
I made a comment, this is more or less not helping. You've just opened up a door, for people to respond with racist remarks.
Because of my white privilege, even though I've worked out in the desert in music and done lots of work with our original people and connected with local people here too, I still really have no idea what you guys go through. And I learned so much of that rally. It was such a beautiful event, very peaceful. I saw so many of my queer friends.
But you know what, Peter? It makes me wild that Australia in general, because the ignorance was still there. They were supporting America, but it's like, hey, wait there, we're going to remind you once again, this is happening in our country. I feel for my black brothers and sisters all over the world, that have suffered to police brutality and because of one's colour of skin.
Yes.
But we had to make that stand. And all Australians were right behind there supporting it. It's like, wait there, we've been, since colonisation, and we've been suffering at the ends of this racist system from day dot. We had to just remind Australians that, and for an ignorant Channel 9 reporter to even make her comments on national news to say that we don't have these problems here, what a load of bullshit.
And also that person, as an educated journalist, knows. They're being told by their producers to say that. She's reading the words. There's something still happening in this country where it's very clearly putting you in an uncared for place. Mainstream media, they're lying. Have you seen that old TV series called Frontline where you saw racism straight away? It was hard enough for me watching that program. I don't know what it could be like for your mob to be watching that. What was wonderful yesterday was to see so many of the local black fellas there, the young people, the elders. I've been to NAIDOC, I've been to lots of things, but I've never seen so many people feeling safe to come out and be. And we need leadership.
It's just so sad. Yep, we need leadership.
So we're very grateful for you, Cindy, and for everything that you've done and what you did the other day, the rally.
Well, like I was saying, we just had another death, right, in incarceration. So, we know it ain't over. With all the support that we've got and all the people that came together from all different backgrounds and nationalities, and we stood together, that's one thing that the government fears. Politicians fear that. Governments fear that because we don't see colour no more. We see unified body, the power of the people. And when it's the power of the people, there's no colour. when we all stand for one cause. It has to start with them good coppers saying, don't do that. You know, it's wrong what you're doing. Because their organisation, as you know, they're bullied in there. Like a lot of them good coppers go through a lot of shit. A lot of them good corrective officers, they're the good against the bad. They go through a lot of shit to stand up for what's right. Imagine the threats and everything that they get. You know what I mean?
And I guess the politicians must be the same. There must be the good politicians and the bad politicians as well.
Yeah, Aidan Ridgway was a politician. He couldn't do anything because they were sitting under the monarchy and they can't do as much as they want to do because they're being strung up all the time. When you're outnumbered, you're outnumbered. I'll be honest with you. I've got a brother who died in incarceration. He was murdered. The footage was never ever. This was Grafton Jail, Peter. And everything, the cameras and everything were turned off at the one time that he was murdered. There was no footage. So everything just happened to be off. He was found hung up with the sheet around him. He was hung by a sheet. Couldn't have done it on his own from the cell where he was. And there was no footage. The footage, everything was turned off on that day. Some electrical glitch. Don't know the story. But his story is untold.
Oh, my God.
It'd be 20 years next year of his death in custody. Justice was never, no one was ever held accountable. The perpetrators were never brought forth. He got swept under the carpet like the rest of them. And it was right here at home. Young boy, 20 years old. I was with his sister yesterday. We had a yarn about David, and then another guy inboxed me and said, what can we do? You know, can we do something to make this aware? He was a local Widjabul boy that justice never prevailed. His story is still untold and no one was ever charged. His death was like it was just another black deaths in custody. It was just another black life. Who cares? He never got justice.
Your people are so strong and so brave. We're so grateful that you are here making noise and helping us to wake up. Yes.
When we start seeing the figures change, the stats, when we start seeing these all drop, then we know that change is coming. But it's not, it's increasing, Peter. We have more deaths in custody and, you know, at the hands of police brutality and incarceration more than ever. We got Aboriginal liaison officers that are meant to be at the forefront before any of these young lives picking up the call. We've got a young child here. We got this person in jail. We got that person, you know, they want to speak to family. Sometimes you don't hear that they're in jail until they're dead, Peter. Not giving them opportunity to call a family member, you know, not knowing that they're in there locked away. And next minute you only get the call that they're dead and they've been in jail or on the floor or locked away for so many days or hours. You know, that's not right. Put a white person in there or any, and they just say, can I call my lawyer, please? You know, can I call my lawyer? They can call their lawyer. All our mob do is, can I call mum or dad or my brother or sister, let them know I'm here, you know? No, you just stay in there, you know? Just treat it differently. To all our listeners out there, my name is Cindy Roberts and I'm a Widjabul Dubai woman of the Bundjalung Nation. We have many different tribes and clans within our nation. And people think that Bundjalung is Bundjalung. No, Bundjalung is the name of the nation. We all have different tribes. And I just wanted to, you know, I never got the best education. My education was life. My education was about what us blackfellas go through in life. My education, it begins as an Aboriginal girl growing up in a mission, trying to live in a colonised world and under legislations and acts within this country of being black. We weren't given opportunities like many white privileged lives. My daughter today, she was in the Navy for 5 years. I had a daughter, you know, and when I had the police officers come to my home over before the protest, they wanted to know what was going on. And so I had 2 officers come to my house and have a yarn to me about the protest coming up, leading up to the protest. And he seen my daughter's photo of in the Navy on my wall, and he said, you must be proud. I said, my oath, I'm proud, because I said, if I would have had the same education, I said, my daughter's living my dream that I've always wanted as a judge, as a pickaninny, as a child. But I never had that opportunity. I never had that education. I never had anyone to show me, guide me, or sit down and educate me or teach me these things. I never had any of that as a child. I had to educate myself through life and learn from so many good people and friends along the way. My daughter, her name is Sky because I gave her the name because the sky has no limits. There is no limits and no boundaries. So her name was given for a reason because my daughter has no limits, no boundaries on her life. She always says, no limits, no boundaries. Hey, Mum? And I said, that's right, my daughter. You can reach the stars if you want to. The moon, you know, that's how I brought her up. I just wanted to say that little bit because I don't want everyone to have a dig at us. But that's how it was when we were growing up, Peter. We didn't have the white privileges, you know. I had to hide as a little girl when I was a little judge because the colour of my skin, because I was fairer. Because I was the fair one, the little white one, when my grandmother was alive at Kundarimba, before the welfare got up the hill, the first person you would hear her call out to was me. I was born in 1975 and I was still hiding, you know, from welfare not to be taken away because I was fairer than the rest. That's the life I've lived as a child growing up. I was discriminated against in school. I was whacked across the face with a ruler because my mum was black and I had fair skin. I was called Black Gollywog. But yeah, I just wanted to give a bit of background.
So sorry, This is the world we're living in and this is what's facing you and your people. I love you and I wish you really powerful recovery from your busy, successful time. And I look forward to more fun with you in the streets very soon.
Yeah, Booger Bear.
Some fears. Is there a song I could play on the radio now for you?
It's called The Original, Aboriginal.
Okay.
You reckon you can chuck that on today?
I reckon I can.
I am Fierce FM. Hi, I'm DJ Bigfurr.
And I'm DJ Magnus, and we're coming to you live on Fierce FM.
The greatest radio station in the Northern Universe.
And the world. Wow. Fierce FM, yeah.
Here we are at somebody's house. Lockdown's ending and Fruity Fridays is starting again. Woohoo! This is Rod.
Hi, I'm Rod, DJ Bigfurr.
This is DJ Magnus.
That's me.
In Lismore, before lockdown had just started, Fruity Fridays, Fruity Fridays, and then it all stopped. But now we're back. How do you feel about that?
Great. Opening on the 19th. Do we call it, greets, eats, treats and beats? I think it's the catch for it. Which is, it's just a casual night at the pub after work, if I'm so lucky enough to still be working. Catch up with some mates, listen to some tunes, grab a meal and a couple of beers. And the only challenge we're going to face, we can't dance.
So we're going to sit down in our chairs, yeah.
So you can,
really?
I'm going to check with the jurisdiction on dancing, is because people are going to get a want and dance, aren't they? So,
Especially if you guys are DJs.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So I guess the no dancing would be because when you dance you want to be close. You want to get side up.
You've got to have that one.
Due to social or physical distancing, you need to be seated as per the New South Wales health guidelines. There's no standing or mingling.
So when you go to the supermarket, you've got all these little stand here and then stand there. You could have this on the dance floor, couldn't you? Like, what are people going to be wearing at Fruity Fridays?
Clothes.
Just casual?
Oh, well, yeah, you can wear a suit if you want. You want to dress up or you can dress down. But
Yeah, you can dress down.
It'll be cold and we are outside in the beer garden.
And it is winter, yeah.
A scarf or...
It's going to be a real opportunity for catching up. Because
I miss
hugs too, yeah.
we'd love to hear what it was like for you this whole period. You've arrived to town, for example, very recently, had started to make contact with people, and then suddenly you're just alone with your bike and your camera.
Pretty much. Lismore has been the most amazing move I've ever made in my life. That's still, even with COVID in there, I've learned to obviously stay at home. I've been bike riding every day, taking photos. I've produced so much music in the last 3.5, 4 months than I ever have in my whole music career. So I've been busy, as well as I suppose taking advantage of there's always positives out of negative situations. So, but now the restrictions are easing. It's nice to have human contact again, and we're all social creatures. But I suppose I've missed that, and being in a town where all of a sudden I've got people around me that I can't visit or I can't touch or anything or hug, and I'm missing my Melbourne friends at the same time. So I'm almost in this Lismore bubble, doing really, really well, but yet I'm absolutely missing my friends like crazy at the moment in Melbourne. But it's life, you adjust, and here I are coming out of it, a better version than I was before going in, I suppose, yeah.
Rod, you've had a very different experience over the lockdown than Magnus.
I'm lucky I've had the support of my partner, Caleb, but it's also been challenging. I've had my own personal issues and stuff. I'm a hugger, I'm a people person, I love my mates. I love to perform, I love to play music to people and get a crowd rocking. I've missed that.
So you've really inspired me with what you've been sharing on Facebook around your health kick.
I've lost a bit of weight so far, so I've been walking around everywhere. I've actually come off my psych tabs. I'm a sufferer of post-traumatic stress disorder, so through my life experiences, and I'm now medication free. So, and and I was on it for like 5.5 years of very hardcore meds. I'm living a better version of myself, and I just want to prosper and support my community and be around with my brothers and family.
And we were all there with you when you put up a post saying, I had a good sleep tonight, and it's easy, and I'm going for a walk, and
Yeah. I'm a bit of a hippie, you know what I mean? That's just part of my nature, that's who I am. Being in touch with myself, being in touch with nature and the environment and plus community, it's just helping me to have a better chance at life, to expand my consciousness and my reality. It's just amazing.
Well, Jace is filming right now. Let's give Jace some love. So Jace and I were gardening to your mixes, and we sent them around the world, didn't we? We were sending them all over the place.
Yep.
On Messenger. Listen to this, it's amazing.
Spread that shit.
Spread the love.
Spread the love, spread the tunes,
So we were so grateful for that, to
thank you.
have that music to
Probably do.
be with. Because music makes a big difference, doesn't
Yeah,
it? When you're
yeah.
spending a lot of time alone, even though it's beautiful where we live. You've been riding the bike a lot?
I have. I've put on 7 kilos with the amount of weight you've lost. I've put on, which I need to. I've always been fairly thin framed, but I've put on weight. I've been riding. I suppose the other part of my journey, apart from grieving the loss of my mum, I'm 110 days clean or something. So there's been a lot.
So you've had a massive.
But I've found it easy. I've had no edges. I've I know, I'm surrounded by, like Rod's saying, beautiful people, beautiful Mother Nature, and this house, you know, that I've been living in since I got here has been my recovery centre, you know, so everything I've achieved here, even despite COVID, has still been a blessing. I wake up every day and I'm grateful to be alive, to be healthy, to have wonderful people around me, and to be on, you know, the Tropical Fruits Committee with an amazing organisation. And some of the work we do behind the scenes is just some of the people that, you know, are part of that organisation has been another eye-opener for me. So yeah, I can't tick enough boxes on my bucket list in the last 3 months, you know, because mainly, apart from, I suppose with Rod, you know, the depression, the anxiety of coming, you know, with what's going on in the world, I've had so much more positive come out of it, I think. And I think if everyone looks at it like that, what we can get out of it, not what we, you know, have lost. Yes, people have died. Yes, the economies are going to take years to recover. However, Mother Nature is blooming at the moment. You know, we're off the road, or we have been in the last few months. Yes, there's unrest and all, but this is the change that needs to happen. This 2020, this year, is the year that has to wake people up. There has to be a better version of humanity coming out of this. I can guarantee you. Yep.
Is that what's happening with the Northern Rivers Bear?
Okay, in a couple of months, once the restrictions are lifted, we'll be able to hold our first Under Bear party, which will be amazing. There I'll have my brother Magnus playing with us. Other DJs on board like DJ Amazon, T-Brother and Chemo, and there's lots of local DJs that want to step up to the plate.
What did we call it the other day?
Beats, Bears and Babes.
That's right, babes.
And babes. Because bears, yes, it's a masculine focus group, but in the Northern Rivers we have lots of girls that are supporters as well, that love bears as well. And we want to show that they're welcome, everyone's welcome too. We're friendly, we want you, you're there, you're part of our tribe. Let's connect.
Are you a bear or are you an otter?
Oh, no, I don't think I fit into any category. I'm Magnus, no. And I don't have a type. I was saying this to a friend the other day.
Yeah, you said that to me.
Yeah, did you know? I asked him, actually.
I asked him. I said, you go for bears?
I love my bears. I do love my bears. I love Asian guys. I love older guys, younger guys. I don't have a type, but I don't typically look like a bear. I don't even know what half of them mean. I know what a bear is. What's an otter? And then there's cub and...
So, well, you can tell us. I've asked you
know.
before.
Oh, well.
So I'm not a bear.
Well, no, I'd suggest.
I'd say
you would be an otter, to be honest with you.
So what's an otter?
An otter is a slimmer build, slim bear, with facial hair and stuff. And you've got the look, babe. But you could come across as like almost daddy, like, you know what I mean?
I get called that a lot.
Yeah, like
No,
Who's calling you daddy?
Are you calling me daddy?
Yes, please.
No, I have for the last few years. You know, just some of the apps and I like that.
I get chased throughout my whole history, like, you know, you're a bear or a daddy. I get called all kinds of things. You know what I mean? But I'd say in regards to Magnus, I'd definitely say otter daddy bear. You know what I mean? So
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, but also. Magnus is pretty ripped, so yeah, like, you know what I mean? I would say also borderline muscle bear too, so yeah.
Oh, that's muscle bear.
Muscle
otter.
I'll just leave that
there. Okay, thanks. All right.
No more comments.
Okay.
I'm not checking him out.
No, it's all right. You can check me out 10.
Yeah.
Private joke.
What might happen
no
again?
parties for a couple of years, I hear.
No. We're hoping. Look, with the way the easing of restrictions is currently, just in this month of June. Obviously, we are still planning for a New Year's Eve festival. We've got 5 working models. One is obviously full blown, as in normal. One is non-existent, so it's a no. And there's 3 in the middle. We're going with Plan B, which is 2,500 capacity, where we actually have to make a profit. Otherwise, it's not viable for us. Fingers crossed. It's 6 months away. Tickets usually go on sale 1st of September. So I was with the creative brief team the other day, talking about the thing which I can't say, which we've already chosen.
Really can't talk about it.
But yeah, we're moving forward as if we still got New Year's Eve with a reduced capacity of people, and we're hoping we still might get a fair day and or hard labour in there as well. So cross everything, people.
That's right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Cross everything.
Yeah, because
this will be the first year without it. So yeah.
This is what brings us all together.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? All not just DJs. There's like creative queers, artists, therapists, magic people, fairies, you know what I mean? It's just so amazing, like just so many subcultures that interact and just like relax as one and come together as one. And it's just like the whole rainbow tribe, you know what I mean? And it's just magical. I love being part of it, eh?
Yeah.
Best
thing we did to move here.
I agree. Word. 10.
All right, well, thank you so much for letting
having
us talk to you on Fierce, and we'll see you on
Free Friday.
Free
The
Friday!
19th.
On the 19th.
We'll see you on the 19th.
And every Friday after that.
That's correct.
Yeah. And then once a month, the Bears.
Till I see your face again. Doesn't matter if and when. I feel and sense you in the wind. And I just know you were my friend. Until I choose to say goodbye, I'll always stand here by your side. And if I lose to love again, I still walk against the wind. Until I lay you down to sleep, pray to God your soul to keep. And if I ever hurt your heart, we were wrong.
Thank you for listening to Fierce. This program celebrates the diversity of LGBTIQ identities and perspectives. Fierce is produced in Bundjalung Country at 2NCR Lismore and can also be heard on podcast at fiercefm.podbean.com and in New Zealand on Fresh FM, as well as all over Australia through the Community Radio Network. Fierce FM on Spotify.